Well, I got the kids put to bed. It's about 9:45 or so. Just enjoying a little time in my garage listening to Bruce Springsteen. Working on the old lawnmower deck. This is why you remove this cover. Every single time I've ever gotten one of these and pull the cover off, it seems like it's the first time it's ever come off. I got them greased up and what have you, but the belt looks pretty good. It looks a little bit rough looking in this light, but there's no cracks in it. I'd say that's been replaced not too far down the road, but a lot of crap in here. You got to be careful with this stuff like this. There's I've heard it called farmer's. You can get farmer's lung from it. You don't want to inhale that shit, so you want to be careful. You get that from the old rotten hay and what have you. But we're gonna clean all that crap out of there. We're making a nice big mess, and we'll see how she turns out. But spindles all look real good, and we're gonna clean that shit out of there. And that's just a cheap Harbor Freight grinder with a little braided wire brush at the end. Gets right up in there and gives it hell, but it's worth the time and effort. Them pulleys are nice and shiny now. Well, about to call it a night here. That's what you're looking for. They're nice and shiny. Yeah. Anyways, we got her all cleaned out. The center pulley's got a little bit of a wobble in it, but I think it'll still be all right. We gotta get some grass cut, so we're gonna give it a go here. But maybe the next time I take it apart, I'll check out the other decks I have and put the best pulleys all together. But as long as it's cutting, that's the blade. The shaft doesn't seem bent. Somehow or another that seems a little bit cockeyed on there. But we'll yank it out one of these days, and we'll take the best out of the three I got, and we'll put one together, and that'll be that. But yeah, it's getting late, and I got to get up in the morning, so we're gonna do a little welding here tomorrow. Weld that little tab on here. It's just a bolt hole. I mean, it's not 100% necessary, but you know, keeping this sealed up a little bit will help keep the crap out of it. And you see all the crap that got in there. It's in theory sealed up, so That's probably never been cleaned out. But, yeah, there's no rust holes in it. These decks are super thick. I can barely lift the thing. It's really heavy. So, geez, just in weight, it's got to be at least 100 pounds. So, rock on. Okay, well, we're going to see if we can't fix this thing up here. All I have is oxygen and acetylene and an old stick welder, so we're going to see if we can't get this job done with the oxygen and acetylene. It's a little windy out here. I don't want to weld in my garage, so not the greatest idea to weld in the wind, but it's not too bad out here. We'll see how it goes. And this is an Airco set of torches, so the smallest one I got is a 1. And I think we'll be alright with that. We'll see. And I'm not a professional welder, so don't take any tips from me. I just clean it up and burn it in. I'm going to see what I can do about getting some tacks along here to hold it in place, and then I'll move these clamps out of the road. And boy, I think this is going to want to burn through pretty quick. Whoa. Okay. I'll probably hold her. I'd like to have one more over here. Got a little too much heat here. Feel better if I could back it off a little. However, we're going to do the best we can. When I get a gap, there's kind of a gap through here, I'll lay that rod in there first so that the rod takes the heat and then it kind of spill out, and then I'll just keep pushing it into the weld and see if I can get it, instead of having a big old hole there. If I heat it up before I put the rod in there, I end up pushing it, just making a big hole there. So it kind of helps out. That's how I fill up the holes anyways. Oops, so like that one's blowing out on me. I do have a tool. It's going to help me with that though. It's hard to do this with a third hand. This is a copper plate with a handle on it. You stab that up underneath it, you're supposed to be able to weld through there. Sorry about that. Without it blowing through. I can't do that. I'm just going to do this the old-fashioned way. Gotta watch out for that pops and cracks there. That's bad news. You should have some flashback arresters in there. I think we're nearly there. Okay, now we're gonna. That's not really good right here. Nothing's really melted in on the side, so I want to work the laid metal down there. I want to work it in. On both sides there. If I had a 0 tip in there, I think it'd be a little better. But we're working with what we got here, so I think it's all right. Get a loop. With less than a pound of pressure there, kind of awkward. Alright, I know I'm going to catch y'all, but let's look at this weld, I guess. It's not professional, like I said, but it's pretty damn thin material. Yeah, I'm working with my tripod here, bear with me. That's pretty thin. I don't know how thick that is. Less than an eighth of an inch, maybe? Just some tin sheet metal. Well, that'll keep that allow me to use the bolt hole there. Put a little. I can't really take the time out to paint the whole thing, but we could spray a little primer on there to keep it from rotting away, I guess.